Howdy. Okay, so as we left off last time, we finished with Beach House, and we'll move on to Beach Slang. Beach Slang is an artist that I feel is significant mostly for their aesthetic. What they do with their sound is really interesting, at least to me, and honestly, I will be the first to admit that a lot of their tracks end up feeling a little samey as a result, but for the time being, at least with these first two records, I was enraptured enough with what they were sounding like to support it. I feel like if they move on to another release, I'll have to hear some really significant sonic progression if I want to, keep endorsing them in the way I did. But what they do really is this combination of shoegaze, noise pop, and like really traditional kind of like pop punk ideals with their lyrics. It feels a little rougher, and the vocals are much less super clean and just disinteresting. He's got a bit of a rasp to it, which I really like. So it's a lot of the same lyrical content that you would expect from, I don't know, your generic pop punk, honestly. So to that end, I can totally understand people being against this group, but I was able to give it a pass all the same. And this is their polyvinyl debut. Not a huge polyvinyl guy. They only have uh, the only artist I really follow exclusively from there, at least nowadays, is Shoo Shoo. They have Deerhoof too, but Deerhoof, in my eyes, has kind of just been not very consistent in the recent years. But this is the things we do to find people who feel like us. Love that. And big cool cover. Back. Did a gatefold. They do gatefolds even though it is a single disc, which is cool. Honestly, don't mind it at all. They usually have a nice little photo lyrics book type deal. I'll show you this one just to give an idea of it. You got like this. It's a really nice little printed lyric sheet. May or may not include some photos in them, but this one I don't think does. And it is pressed on. It's a nice little marble, little lilac color. Got some white streaks in it. Very cool. You got to support a nice packaging job too, which they tend to do. A lot of pop punkier stuff tends to do that, I think, because for a lot of folks that are like kind of iffy on it, they're like drawn in because it's like, ooh, color wax. Which is why you'll see it from like dudes like, I don't know, state champs or something like that, always having this really pretty looking shit. But and this is their follow up, A Loud Bash of Teenage Feelings. Again, I feel it's more of the same. I think they get a little more aggressive with this one generally. You got singles like Atom Bomb that you can look up, which is, very. It's a lot more visceral, I feel, but in the same vein, it's still a little samey, as I said. Not going to go into much detail, but similar aesthetic on the art, front, back. Another stage show gatefold, and another really cool deal with the wax. We've got a nice little marble teal type deal going on with that. So dope shit. Next up, we have gross. Paul's Boutique, Beastie Boys. Kind of a given, I feel like. This is a bit of a 90s rap classic. It's a classic. And this, I don't, as I said, this has got a bit of a glossier finish to it, which I don't love. But they got really ambitious with they got the gatefold into gator fold, showcasing the entire little street corner, which is whack because it's only on this one disc, which is on black, so I won't bother showing you that. But Paul's Boutique. What what you gonna do? Then we have my only Beatles record at the moment. Honestly, weird, but I don't know. I feel like with these kind of artists, it's like there will never be a point where there won't be a Beatles record in the vinyl store, so I can just like prioritize other stuff. And to that end, I've never gotten more, which I don't know is probably a bad way to take it. This is an old ass copy. I'm not sure what, but it's on the original Apple Records label rather than something else. So I'm not entirely sure what pressing this is. I'd have to fish that up, but this is fucking old, as you can see with like how beat up this thing is. Still in good condition though. The record plays fine, but it is just really torn up all over the place. Like it's tearing there. But Heavy Road, you know. Decently experimental, not their most experimental record, but something that definitely showcased that even late into their career, they still had this really creative spark that I appreciate a lot. I think I enjoy their later year material more than most. I mean, I understand that Revolver is like on a technical level probably their best, but I really appreciate some of their late career ambition with stuff like this. So that's why I got this one first. Anyway, moving right along, we got Beck, Odelay. I'm admitting I'm not the hugest Beck fan. I think that this is the only point, for me at least, where he came together in the long game with something that I fully appreciated. But he's a nice artist. He's worth giving a listen to. His vision of like slacker rock and indie sound is definitely something that I feel shifted people's views on indie rock as a genre a little bit and brought about a bit of a sea change. That's a little joke for you. A little bit of a prank. So he's worth checking out. And I got one on this nice colored reissue. Look at that. Oh, fucking snazzy ass shit. I think this was also violently pleased. They did a good ass job making that. That looks fucking awesome. Cool shit. Fun to listen to every once in a while. Bit of a pain because always these like these flimsier inner sleeves. I mean, they do what they need to do as an inner sleeve, but they make shimmying the record in just a pain in the ass. Anywho, moving right along. This is another violently pleased thing that I got turned on to. Big Bill Brunzi sings folk songs. This is in association with the Smithsonian, and this is the kind of folk that I haven't really gotten as into, but I really want to. It's just like much more melancholic and sad. Like all of the folk that I've really gravitated towards, especially like Tallest Man on Earth, is a little bit more vibrant. But this kind of recording, it sounds so weathered and sad, and that's something that I really appreciate. And I don't really have many outlets that turn me on to folk music, so I really appreciated this. So it's hard to really for me to pin down singles or anything like that really focus this album for me, but I would say definitely give it a listen. It is some pretty interesting, sadder folk music sung by someone with a lot of experience in the field. Moving right along, we've got Big Black, Atomizer. Big Black is fucking incredible. Oh my goodness, I love this outfit. Alright, this is actually one of the bands that really garnered my appreciation for a good lo-fi recording, because this sounds like it was recorded in a plastic cup in a basement somewhere, but it's just so fucking brutal and angry and still groovy in a sort of way. This is This is some like late '80s, early '90s hardcore, and it sounds fantastic. This was a very short-lived band. They only put out, I want to say, might have been three. One of them I think is like a demo thing. So only two records. Their band they splintered off into different other stuff, but as this project they only released two records, and this is their first, and it is just fantastic hardcore produced messily, which for my money is usually the best way to do it. So definitely give it a listen. This is with most records of this nature, it's kind of very flimsy gloss finish. I don't love only one record, but that's because it's pretty short-lived as a record, which is fine for me. And of course, there are more well-known songs about fucking. Look at that. Look at that. Got a little gross. Just to give some idea about what kind of shit they put on. But this has some great songs. Bad Penny. I love Bad Penny. This is, again, it's more of the same. It's just very aggressively played hardcore. So please look up like Big Black, blah 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 blah. All right, move right along. Big Star. This is the complete third. This is the demo sessions to their record Third, which I don't have yet, and I understand that's kind of stupid to have, but that's just kind of how it worked out because this happened to be a Black Friday 2016 release, and I really appreciate the digital version of Third. I think that it's fucking fantastic. So I really wanted to look into this as a release. It was going for a decent price at my store, so I gave it a listen, and it's really interesting to feel the progression of what I would consider such a seminal record. Like Big Star was a very unique force in rock music back when they were around and producing some of their best work. So I give that, and that's all it is really. And very minimalist design, back, front, no gatefold, even though I believe it's two records thick. Yeah, it is. Which I can't complain about. It's demo material. So, big ups. Before a Million Universes. This is a hardcore outfit, I believe out of New York. Probably wrong on that. Don't correct me, please. But this is their second full length of which I'm aware. And the main thing with this is that it is very much Slint influenced. If you're a big fan of Slint, you should definitely check this out. To the point where I think one might go as far as to call it Slint worship, which honestly I'm not against at all, really. Slint, very short-lived stuff. I think that it is worth having a band like this work towards ideas that Slint had developed with their material. And this isn't like straight up ripping song ideas from them. It is, it's working off a similar aesthetic, a similar sound. But what they develop here, I think the conclusion they reach with this music is unique to them. And to that end, I am very appreciative of what this is. So, like I said, nice record. I think that I want to get their or their release prior to this. I think it's 18 Hours of Static is the name of it, which I feel is a little messier, a little angrier, but this is definitely good all the same. Big fan. Check it out. And moving right along, got Billy Woods. History Will Absolve Me. I love this record. I adore this. This is actually this is probably what got me so deep into underground rap in the first place, because this is just absolutely fantastic. First and foremost, I want to say, if you're just getting into rap, don't start here. Absolutely do not start here. Like, start with your Kanye's and then work into that, like steadily flow into some more conscious stuff, and then try some hardcore stuff, and then once you feel really comfortable, then try this record. Otherwise, you will just fucking hate yourself, I think, because this is just the most hard nosed, angry, wordy kind of rap you can ever get into, really. He discusses themes of like marital discourse, war crimes, all kinds of hateful, angry messages. He feels so fucking angry and charged with this release. And I don't think there's a single, not even like just good song. Every song on here is at least great, in my opinion. And it is. I can't say enough good things about this. I'm not going to try. It's fantastic. So, front cover, back cover, just to give you an idea. Look at that. And we got the little minimalist gatefold there, and it is on black, so I won't bother showing you that, but please check this out. Really check that out. It is so good. I know. All right, and this is his 2015 record, Billy Woods, I said. Today, I wrote nothing. This here is an alternative cover to what you'll normally see. It has a similarly looking record, but similar looking cover art, but it went different for this because they took a while to issue this, I believe. That being said, this one is a lot less pointed and hard-nosed in tone. I think that he kind of steps back a bit, but he still has that similarly wordy and meaningful spitting on this. Every single record, he has something to say, and whether or not he delivers it, fucking shouting at you and making you feel bad about yourself, or not, it's always a good listen, in my opinion. And with this, I feel it's almost like something of a love letter to underground rap. You can see dudes like Lucid covering all those things off his group project, Arm & Hammer. It doesn't sound like an Arm & Hammer track anytime that Lucid's working with him, though, in my opinion. I feel like it's hard to explain. Also, look up Arm & Hammer. I don't have any of their stuff on vinyl. I have Race Music as a CD, but I have yet to pick up any of their collaborative work on vinyl. Might have to get their Furtive Movements EP, but look that up probably after, again, all that echelon of other rap before you get into it. It's very hard-nosed, very like it'll scare off any new rap listeners, I guarantee you. God, I need to learn how to take breaths in between the stuff. And I was saying this is a love letter to rap music. Yes. So these, when Elucid comes on, it does sound uniquely like a Billy Woods track, which I can't quantify well at all. But he is on there. You've got some production from Aesop Rock and Bus Driver on there. Dudes that he's collaborated with in brief in the past. It's hard to really tell. He's very mysterious. He tends to keep himself out of the public eye a lot of the time, but great record. Reads like a bit of an anthology of sorts. Front cover, back cover, gatefold, and I believe it is on clear wax. Hey. Whoops. Stupid of me. So yeah, it's right clear. So I believe it has like 24 tracks, all clocking in at like 53 minutes total, which directly differs from the much lengthier tracks that he goes on with History Will Absolve Me. And we can get, we'll get one more in. So this is Bison Machine with Hoarfrost. This is something that I ended up finding on Bandcamp, actually. And this is some stoner rock that I was really impressed by the heaviness of it all. Like, this is positively just just thick, brooding, and colossal in sound. And I think part of it goes to the vocalist, who just sounds so just heavy and syrupy. It's overwhelming in a lot of ways to me, and I really appreciated what they were doing with this release. It felt just hard to quantify, which is unfortunate because I'm trying my best to quantify it, but it's a pretty short release. It is a how many tracks? Yeah, 6 tracks, decently lengthy, but only within one disc. So cool stuff. I'd give it a shot if I were you. I'm not sure you would love it, but you might like it. So yeah, front cover, back cover. It's on black and no gatefold. So not much to show you in that regard. So that is all I'm going to go with for the day. Get back to you soon with some more bees. Getting right along. I think we'll be getting to my Bjork next. Don't have a whole lot, but working at it. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Love you.